Welcome to the Common Sense students. I'm here again. My name is dependency, and I have another inspirational message for you. It's about becoming truly independent adults, hence leaving the baby stage. The baby stage relates to a stage of emotional dependency that some adults exhibit via their infantile ways of thinking and behaviors that's comparable to a baby that's totally dependent on others for their support and survival. As you know, our teenage years are a transition point from the stage of being supervised to now being the supervisor, manager, and leader of our lives. But some of us are stuck in the baby stage. We still want the benefits of being a baby while having the freedom that comes with adulthood. But at some point, if our aim is to achieve any meaningful success, we are going to have to leave the baby stage. Number one, babies need to be taken care of, but they don't possess the mental development to provide any resources for their well-being. Therefore, they are fully dependent beings whose need for food, hygiene, health, and comfort have to be provided by someone else. And babies have no choice in how and when these needs are met. They are totally vulnerable or dependent on the dictates of their caregivers. As adults, we are fully independent beings, which means we are endowed with the mental and emotional capacity to fulfill our needs when and how we want to. Our first priority is to take care of ourselves to the best of our ability, which includes satisfying our basic requirements for nutrition, abode, health, hygiene, and a good livelihood. But if an adult neglects these responsibilities or needs these responsibilities for themselves and expect other people, institution, community, or the government to take care of them, this person, my friends, which I hope doesn't include you, is still trapped in the baby stage. Number two, babies need to be protected. They are unaware of the dangers in their environment, and therefore their caregivers must do their best to remove all threats of harm to the baby, which includes other humans, animals, or devices. Caregivers must also ensure that the baby doesn't harm themselves during their bouts of explorations. Therefore, babies must be protected from themselves in this light. Babies also need emotional protection. They need to be protected from harmful information that may destroy their innocence, their self-confidence, and emotional intelligence. Babies need emotional support via affirming, acceptance, and love. They also need their caregivers and other well-meaning people in their environment to be their advocate. Hence, they can't defend themselves, since they can't defend themselves against ill treatment. As adults, we shouldn't expect other people to do the job of protecting our well-being, our physical and emotional space. And this concerns things that we can control, of course. Physically, we shouldn't do anything to willfully harm ourselves, whether it be ingesting poisonous substances that are like harmful drugs, having reckless fun, or doing anything irresponsible that can lead to our injury, harm, or death. Emotionally, we are our own gatekeepers. We must be on guard against emotionally reckless individuals who want to unsettle our lives with lies, drama, and fear. Therefore, being our best advocate is our duty and purpose, because it's our job as adults to secure our emotional boundaries and also neutralize or eliminate any sources of threat to our peace. If an adult doesn't do these things and proceed to disregard this or their own, anything that has to do with their own self-preservation, if they think it's still their former caregivers, the government or the society's responsibility to safeguard them, then this person, which I hope doesn't include you, is still trapped in the baby stage. Number three, babies need to be told what to do. because babies don't know how life works. They have to have decisions made for them. This is again for their protection, but also for their learning and development. As adults, we mustn't allow other people to do our thinking for us, deciding our life direction, our feelings about ourselves, or anything that relates to our liberty and freedom. If we decide to allow other people to make our choices without questioning their values, whether it's where to go or how to behave or what to believe, if at any time a person forfeits the responsibility to own their own mind, then this person, which I hope doesn't include you, is still trapped in the baby stage. And number 4, babies need to be carried around. Their bodies are not fully developed. They therefore are susceptible to injury. They can't transport themselves efficiently or effectively. Their caregivers negate this disadvantage by carrying the baby in their arms or by a means of an apparatus that fulfill the baby's transportation needs. This is until the baby has gained the ability to walk on their own, but even then, depending on the stage of the child's development, being transported by their caregiver might still be necessary. But no one can physically carry an adult around, well, for any meaningful distance or period of time. But a lot of adults expect other people to emotionally carry them around, doing their job of caring for their needs, giving them opportunities without responsibility. If the burden to suffice their personal obligations is always rested on the shoulders of others, then this person, which I hope doesn't include you, is still trapped in the baby stage. But how can we know when we have officially left the baby stage? We know we have officially left the baby stage or we're officially adults when we don't abscond from our primary responsibility of being the chief architect of our lives. When we are selective about what we put in our minds, unlike babies that experiment by putting everything in their mouths. Our lives would also have our undivided attention. We are not plagued by cheap, diluted thrills and temptations. If this describes who you are, then you are an adult that's free from the emotional dependency, otherwise known as the baby stage. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.